Hey, check it out, Scuff Garage. Another good video, good helpful tip one, and something to really make the job go by fast. Here's a few things I'm breaking down your 6.2 for a spark plug job. Now, I think it's the stupidest thing to absolutely pay a guy to tune up your car. You're dumb. Now, if you're watching this video, you're mechanically inclined, so you have some sort of knowledge doing something. So stick around. Quick disclaimer, I'm a plumber, not a mechanic. Secondly, I use a lot of profanity. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Third, it is a 6.2. It's not a diesel. If you don't like that either, then take the glow plug and go fuck yourself. So let's come over here. So now here's some of the parts I have laying around. I got another box. All the parts are bought through Rock Auto. Buy your parts through Rock Auto. It would be stupid not to. They're cheap. I don't care. You guys are going to say, oh my God, it's not OE, not OEM. Oh my God, you're putting that garbage in your car. Guess what? This costs $380. If you went AutoZone and bought anything else, you're going to get fucked. Okay? So now not only did I buy everything for $380, but I'm saving a ton of money not having somebody do it. What most people don't know that own the 6.2, it has 16 spark plugs. Now I went with, I think they're like beryllium. It's some special kind of NGK plug. Now these plugs that they recommended are typically for turbo vehicles. I mean, to put on an NA, naturally aspirated vehicle, we're going to give it a test. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to return them. I don't give a fuck. I heard tremendous stuff even on non-turbo vehicles with these spark plugs from NGK. And in NGK's compatibility book, it says you could use them on the 6.2. So, like I said, I'm a plumber. An assortment of spark plug sockets, because you never know which one you're going to need. Probably a 5/8. Torque wrench, you really don't need a torque wrench. I like to do the old school, make her snug, and you're good. Few little important stuff, 8 mil. It's like for stupid hose gaskets. Hose clamps, 5.5. It's just for bullshit you're gonna find coming along. Just be prepared. Screw drive, always have a pick. Picks are helpful. Ratchets. We got the pivot ratchet, and then we got the, ratchet, and then we got the nice one. All Pittsburgh, all garbage, all cheap. Thank you. Then you have the assortment of different extensions. It's always good to have a cheap pair of different extensions. Flashlight, because you're doing it at the nighttime, just like I'm doing it at the night. Milwaukee, great angle ratchet. It's, it's losing a little bit of life. She's been through a lot, but it really comes in clutch. Same for the impact gun, comes in clutch. You're gonna need these to pop off your wire talons. It's a little bit tricky. And then a nice dish to put the stuff in. One more thing. Before you put your plugs in, or take them out, boom, 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 boom. You need this. The amount of acorns I have on my shit, and then I end up having to fucking put a piece of PEX pipe on a vacuum, sucking them out of the hole where my spark plug is sitting before I pull the spark plug out, is ridiculous. Use it. It costs $4 at Harbor Freight. Don't be an idiot. Okay, next would be the parts. So let's get ready to that. I guess you pronounce it ruthenium. Like I said, plumber, not a mechanic. 16 of these. Now these are very pricey. That you don't really need to do these, especially if I'm really, really testing it. If it might work, might not work. Especially, I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. Now, if you know anything about these, they have another piece of element on them. Of course, the camera won't focus. Oh, focus, focus. Woohoo. Okay. Technical difficulty. So if you'd see, it's like a flat piece of metal on top of the element. Not on top of the element, on top of the branch right here. Now, the ones that are for naturally aspirated have like a pole coming down, a double pole, so it hits the electrode plus a pole from the top. This one has a flat one. These are for turboed vehicles. I don't know why on ngk.com they recommend these and not the naturally aspirated ones, but we're gonna send it. If not, I'm gonna return them. You got to gap these. I want to say the recommended gap for spark plugs on the 6.2 is 42 to 44, but I'm going to put it down in the description below because I really can't hit you with the facts right now. So that, you got 16 of those. There's two different styles of your ignition coil. You have a different branched angle style, and my camera keeps unfocusing. This is really fucking me up. So there's another style. You're gonna have to get 4 lefts, 4 rights. You'll see when you're doing it. Now, the thing is, to change the ignition coil, you probably should. It's gonna save you a little bit of a headache in the troubleshooting, and especially if you have a few bucks now. Don't knock until you try it, but I didn't have a few bucks. I still don't have a few bucks, but I still did it because I ain't a bitch. So we're gonna come here to the plug wires. Bingo, they're all the same size. They're all the same size. Right here. Well, at least I think they're all the same size. I'm probably saying that now, and they're not the same size. Let me just double check myself, because I could have sworn they're the same size. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Yeah, just about. Just about, buddy. So you got these. These are ACDELCO. That's pretty much it. I mean, I know some guys say grease it on the electrode stuff. I would say fuck that. I would say get it done, maybe. It's getting late, and it's getting dark and losing light. We're going to come back over, and we're going to spin around to the engine bay, and then we're going to start cracking on that. So let's jump on that. Let's start buzzing away. All right, let's get started. Hose clamp. Easy as that. That's done. And Ford got this weird Loctite system where you just got to push the band forward and unlock it out of the grommet. It's bullshit. It's whatever. It's garbage. I don't give a fuck. Now you got another line. The line's right here. If you see it on the camera, God bless you. You're going to follow that line down. This goes to the overflow on the coolant reservoir. You're going to get your lines in. You're going to disconnect it. A lot of times when you disconnect stuff off of that, sometimes you don't remember to put it on. Sometimes you have trouble taking it off. So that's why I always, where's the pick? That's why you always should have a pick. You gotta get a little air in there. Sometimes I even shoot a little bit of WD-40. It does the trick every time. And right now it's not doing the trick. Right now it's making me actually crave a cigarette. That was a lot harder than I thought. So that's done. So like I said, a lot of this work is really just the tedious junk. There's the hose, like I said, disconnected. A lot of this work is the tedious junk that you're really gonna not necessarily overlook, but you're gonna probably not pay attention to a lot of it. And you're gonna be like, well, you know, this is probably like a 4-hour job, dude. And in reality, well, it's gonna be time consuming. It's not gonna be, you know, necessarily the fastest thing in the world, but that. Okay, just like that. First plenum pulled out. Keep everything organized. I always make a table. I put together a table every time I work on anything. It's the best way, I'd say, to remember everything. Okay, now we're almost there. We're gonna get down to the throttle body, and then you know you're good. I'll meet you back when we are there. All right, so I'm back. We took off the intake plenum. There's two pieces to that. There's a large box connecting to the throttle body. The way to take that off, I'm gonna show you right now. I had to pause the video only because it was a little bit difficult and a bit annoying. This vacuum hose lays like this against the back of your intake plenum. It is strapped here and here on two white clips. These white clips are typically dry rotted from the heat soak. You're better off just clipping them, popping them out, and zip tying through the new holes to your new vacuum hose without crimping your vacuum line with the zip tie. Now, to remove the actual plenum itself from your throttle body, you literally put right behind it, 5/16, unscrew it. That's all loose. Now watch my hand. There's a hole here, and here, there's a hole here. Those are both, I'd say, 10mm bolts. That's gonna be holding down the rest of your plenum. So you do that one, you do this one, remove those, put them on a tray, and then you remove this hose clamp that holds this down from the rear plenum. Now the front plenum is here, and will continue into your throttle, continue into your mass airflow sensor. I'm just trying to align everything so everybody understands what's going on. I feel like a lot of people get misdirected looking at all these hoses and like, what did I take off? What did I take off? There's a lot of things when you're doing the project that you're gonna see and you're gonna say, oh, that's easy to take off. I can see why I didn't put in the video, like this hose. This hose right here was connected to the plenum. This hose here, PCV crankcase hose that goes also into the plenum, an easy clip. It's very layman, it's very easy. That's why they're not explained in the video. Now, let's jump more deeper into it. We're gonna start getting everything all ready, and then we're gonna start popping in ignition coils, and we're gonna start running new wires and putting new spark plugs in. We'll get right back. All right, guys, so this is pretty much a wrap up to the video. This is a picture of the truck, and I'm gonna be talking real quick on taking time. We're gonna make a valuable lesson right now. I totally fucked up. I was doing the lower spark plug on the driver's side, and I fucking cross-threaded a plug, and it fucked the whole night up. I ended up being out there until 12:30 from it was like 9 o'clock I started. Or no, actually it was like 7 o'clock, and it was like 12:30 because I wanted to throw up. Thought I wrecked my engine, this, that, the other. The next morning, I went to AutoZone, thread chaser. You're going to get a 14mm thread chaser. Put a little bit of grease on it so it picks up the little pieces of metal and shoot it right through. Now, when you're doing it, wiggle it back and forth to get the right alignment with the original spark plug hole. Take everything off of it. Just look at the actual thread chaser and then the spark plug next to it to kind of line up and give it a good eye to see if they're both kind of level. When it is, start sending it in slow. I actually use a 1/4" ratchet with a small extension that adapted to the 3/8, and I did it really slow, and I did it, and I buried the whole thing, and voila, done. I put all the spark plugs in, put the ignition coils in, and it was done. Turned right over, had no problems, and I was super happy to get the job done. But other than that, if you have all the tools, you got the patience, and you really take your time, you're gonna fly by it. And do yourself a favor, only use the ratchet for removing the spark plug and not resetting the spark plugs back in. Now, if you feel like I left anything out, always slam it in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. But if not, have a good one.